Today I'm showing you the two best ways to build the veteran, because I know there's a lot of skepticism around the veteran and they keep revamping it. And I do agree that the veteran does take the most amount of points to get to the end skill tree, but I see a lot running scavenger and some running stealth, and those are just not optimal builds. These are the two best ways you can build it. I play a lot of heresy and quick play malice. Don't play that much damnation, but this holds up very well on heresy. So I don't see it consistently not holding up on damnation with a strong team, even though any mistakes will cause a damnation run to go to shit real quick. But so this run or this build is mostly team build. We're going to take it straight down. Don't really care too much about the stamina with this build. Now, your grenades are basically just for bosses, and you could alternatively take covering fire, but this grenade combined with the bottom of the tree, once you mark, you can really hit hard with your grenades. Like, basically, after you mark, toss both your grenades, assuming you get them both to stick, and dump a clip of ammo, the boss is dead just off your damage alone. So that's why I chose to put the grenade there. But this is a pretty strong contender for helping the team keep their toughness up as well. We're going to take more damage. To replenish the grenade, we're going to add the team for 15 seconds. Also, while we're taking the radius, we have an alternative way to get our toughness up. But since we have multiple things benefiting off radius, we need that radius there. Now, we're going to split the tree two ways. So right here, we have the -6 seconds. Now, I haven't really noticed really needing the +50 ranged attack suppression with the weapon that I use. There are a couple of weapons that I'll show you that you can use, but depending on your weapon, you might want to use the range attack suppression. I don't need it for the weapon that I use. And then we're going to take this down and we're going to take all four of these. So keeping stacks up, there might be a little misconception on it, but it's actually insanely easy to keep 8 stacks. You don't have to pick the targets that you mark. Basically, once in a while, you're picking the boss, you're picking the mutant, you're picking the target that you want to die next. 90% of the time, you're just marking any target, so you keep giving your stacks to your teammates. So, say you get a target with 6 stacks, and then 3 seconds later, you get a target with 3 stacks. Well, now you have 8 stacks. So, as long as you consistently mark targets and your team stays in coherency, then your whole team gets a bonus 12% damage, and you're constantly refreshing your team's toughness and stamina. Regardless if you get the kill, you're getting that toughness and stamina as well. So that the entry here is just so huge compared to the other two. These two just aren't contenders. It's got to be this one. It's by far the best. So the real question is, after you've gotten to that point, and whether you take just the 3 or you take the 4 for the extra damage as well, it's what do you do with the remaining points. So with this build, I took it to the extra ammo. So this allows me to have my auto gun with like 900 rounds, and with this build I do a little bit more of crowd clearing on the hordes as well as mow down elites. Now, if you're going down a little bit more, this is a more defensive build. So the top of this tree is a little bit different. We're still going to take the 50% aura because we extremely benefit off giving our team voice of command. 30-second cooldown. We're constantly killing elites. which means we constantly get that reduced by 6 seconds, which is 20% of the whole cooldown, and we're still running it to the bottom of the tree. So this is all the same. The only difference on this defensive build is now we're going to take more damage here. We're going to take an additional 15% off every headshot, with an additional 10% damage reduction for 8 seconds. And if you're any good, you're constantly getting headshots, especially in like high dense areas. Once you mow into a crowd, you got those 3 headshots so quick. Now you got 30% damage reduction plus the 50 for having over 75. So that initial hit that you take does basically no damage. We're going to take a little bit extra on the health. And this is another swing point. Because you're constantly killing elites, that 30% actually can make a big deal. And depending on the weapon you're using, if you're using the plasma gun, then 100% you're going to need that in your build. But other than that, you could go even a little bit more crazy on the toughness that you regen per kill. But those are the 2 ways to build the tree. Now, personally, I like the combat axe because it does a lot of damage on the light attack. Limb Splitter is probably the best one because you're not pulling it out that consistently. But when you do want to quickly hit a mutant, or you want to just do a heavy attack quickly on something because you ran out of ammo, that initial hit is going to hit very hard and does enough damage with the flak armored and maniacs to just take out crowds. Even on the maniacs, you're doing really good damage per hit. Now by the way, you can also use the power sword, is really your other really good one, or the shovel. The shovel's okay as well for crowd clearing. Especially if you like to block a lot more than you like to push, then the shovel's pretty good. And I like the recon. I've kind of really started liking the VLLA recon laser gun because it comes in with 900 rounds. It actually can melt enemies. Like, yeah, you have to land a couple of headshots, but put bonus damage on maniacs because it does reduce damage on maniacs. You need this for the ragers. So my 25% maniacs and my 10% range damage elites is so I can kill rager hordes. And then I have Dum Dum and Death Splitter. Now Dum Dum's actually really good because you're getting bonus damage on close range, and if you're fighting close range, you kind of need that bonus damage. So this helps kill the rangers, the rager hordes a little bit quicker. And when you get the Caprice armor knights, that helps take them down quicker as well. Throw the grenades at the ogre dudes. The way that I run this is I run bomber and sniper resistance and gunner resistance because those are the only things that actually do damage to you. So why not just go resistance? Whether you go toughness or you go health is going to be your call. And if you're running heresy and damnation, then you probably want to run at least one with an extra wound. So heresy and damnation plus 1 wound, toughness and health will be your call. And malice or really heresy and below. Heresy you can really get away running constantly with a good team without 1 wound, but might want to throw it on as well. That'll be your call. But those are my 2 builds for the veteran. I see so many running scavenger and the volley, and yeah, they're good. They're both really good. And if you're one of those players that can actually keep your volley fire up for like 30 plus seconds consistently, maybe you want to consistently run with that. But I just find the aura so survivability. Like whenever you get touched by fire, if you pop that and you have damage resistance to snipers and bombers, like the only 2 things that really do damage to you, provided you can avoid melee, evade melee, these 2 builds are really beast for the veteran. If you like the video, leave a like, comment, share. It helps others find the video. I hope this helped.